Hey everybody, welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Ryan, and this hour we will have a great time learning some new adjectives and finding ways that we can practice using them as we look at and describe interesting photos of different locations around the globe. And it's going to be very interesting to hear how you describe what you see, and it's going to give you some practice with that. So I'm looking forward to the class. It's going to be a fun one. A couple of things to think about just while we're waiting for our students to join us. Let me give you a link to my Facebook page, and I'll just put that here in the chat box. So if you'd like to join me there on Facebook, you can keep up with posts I make about my upcoming classes, and you can send me messages or ask questions, things like that. That would be fine. Also, you'll see in the Verbling chat box, I put a link to our document for today's class. And throughout the class, if you can just try to remember to keep your microphones on mute when you're not talking, and that way it will make the class run more smoothly for all the students involved. You know, sometimes we have a train goes by, or a loud motorcycle, or a dog barks, or something like that. So, that's about it for little announcements and things. Let's get started by saying hello to our first student, Daniel. How you doing today?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine.
Good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a nice day here. I live in the Dominican Republic,
Mm.
and so it's been pretty hot. Let me check the temperature so far this morning. Okay, it's 9 o'clock in the morning here, and it's 30 degrees in this room.
Wow.
So out in the sun, it's probably a lot hotter.
It's better to be in the beach, at the beach, maybe in your
Yeah.
place.
Where do you live, Daniel?
I'm from Spain. I live in Spain. It's 3 p.m.
Okay.
It's
Now,
afternoon.
I've had some other students from Spain lately telling me that it's really hot weather.
Yes, but it's a strange summer this year because there was 2 or 3 days hot and then rain or getting cold. It's a bad summer for go every day to the swimming pool or go out.
Okay. So the weather's been kind of going up and down, hot and then
Yes,
rainy and
yes. You can't playing to go to the beach because maybe you don't. If you go, maybe it's rain or it's cold. I don't know. It's a strange summer.
okay. Yeah. It's funny how the weather's going like that. Maybe we'll have to do a class about global warming and we can talk about all of
Yes.
these weather things.
Uh,
So,
Today
Daniel,
it's hot. Today it's hot here.
uh, so what are you talking like 35,
20,
40,
26, 26 centigrados.
26? Okay, well that's
Mm,
tolerable. That's not too bad.
yes. But in the sun, it's really hot. If
Yeah.
you are in the shadow, no, but in the sun, it's really, really hot.
Did you hear about last night there was what they call a super moon? Did you hear about that?
Yes, it was amazing.
Did you
A
take a look
big,
at
a
it?
big, a big, a big. Yes, it was a big, big, really big moon. My children was amazing.
So, yeah, here around dusk, just as the sun was going down, it was like kind of an orange color,
Orange.
like a little bit yellow orange
Hmm.
color, the moon,
Yes,
but it looked large. It was pretty impressive.
yes, incredible.
So, Daniel, today we're going to
Yes.
look at photos of exotic locations and
Hmm.
things. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever traveled somewhere and like what's the most fantastic thing you've seen when you traveled?
Um, Maybe mm, sunset or getting light in the Nilo in Egypt, Nilo, uh, making on board of a yacht on the Nilo, and maybe the sunset on the Nilo is it's amazing.
So you were on a boat on the Nile River?
Yes, a boat or a yacht. I don't know. It's a kind of hotel, maybe like Mississippi, the boat or Mississippi
Oh, like a riverboat?
riverboat. Yes, I
And then,
only saw this in Nilo. This kind of boat.
okay. Wow, that sounds impressive.
Yes,
And
it's the best trip for me, the honeymoon trip.
oh, it was your honeymoon. Oh, that's
Yes,
nice. How many
yes,
years
yes.
ago?
5 years ago, 14 days along the Nilo and then in the Red Sea is making a
Okay.
snorkel, yes, in December.
So you would say I was snorkeling
Snorkeling, yes, I
in the
was
Red.
snorkeling. See, hmm
Very impressive. That sounds like a great
yes,
trip, Daniel.
it
Wow.
was it was what to say in English, snow. It was snowing in Spain, and I in the Red Sea swim
It
in the
was
sea.
it
Yes,
was snowing
it was snowing. Yes.
in Spain. Okay, awesome. Well, let's say hello to Ismail, who's joined us in the class. How you doing today, Ismail?
I am doing well, thank you, teacher. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Nice to have you back again.
Nice to see you as well.
Ismail, Danielle was just telling us about the most impressive thing he's ever seen while he was traveling. And I'm wondering, what have you seen that really impressed you when you were traveling somewhere?
Uh, I usually travel in my country, and uh, I don't get what do you mean exactly, uh, Ryan, about interesting or
Something like, for example, in Daniel's case, he saw a sunset when he was on a boat traveling the Nile River in Egypt. And he said it was just amazing thing that he saw. So I'm wondering if you've ever been somewhere like maybe the Grand Canyon in the United States or a mountain that just was really impressive.
yes, Ryan. There. There is a lake area in my country,
Hmm.
and uh, it has 7 lake in a big forest. There are many different type of trees on this forest, and the lakes are beautiful. And if you have a chance and see in spring, it is wonderful actually. There is no accommodation around the lakes, very natural, uh, and you can see deer and different type of wild animal. Uh, and it is excellent for me actually to see this lake region in uh, the spring.
Okay, it was in Spain or was it in Turkey?
In Turkey,
Oh,
in
okay.
spring season,
Oh, in the
it is
spring.
very,
Ah,
yes.
okay.
There are
So,
many flowers around the sea, and frogs are singing, and there are some lake fish, carp, for example, and eels, uh, catfish you can find, and there are some small wood restaurant, not restaurant, but small uh, uh, like restaurant. I don't know how can I say.
Like
They are preparing some lake fish for you.
like a snack
Yes,
hut,
yes.
a snack shop.
Snack shop.
Okay, very good. That sounds awesome. I'd like to see that myself.
Yes.
And let's just say hi to Ken here. He's joined us. How are you doing today?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you? Hello,
Very
can you hear
good.
me?
Nice to
Okay,
have you back again.
thank you.
Yep, I can hear you. So, Ken, we've just been talking about some of the most amazing things we've seen when we were traveling. Is
Mm-hmm.
there something that really impressed you that you have seen when you have traveled?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I went to America, and the land scale is pretty different from here. America is a continent;
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge continent, so I was overwhelmed with the scenery. One time, I was on the at the top of the library. There's no higher building around there, so I could see the scenery until horizons, and and that area is a kind of woody area. So I see the woods continue until the horizon.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
So as if I felt as if it was I was in the ocean of the woods.
And what state was that?
Georgia, close to Atlanta.
Okay, yes, I've been to Georgia. It's an impressive
Yeah.
area. Very nice. Okay, well, I'll show you guys something that I saw recently in here in the Dominican Republic. And here we have the tallest mountain in the entire Caribbean, and it's called Pico Duarte. Pico Duarte. Duarte was one of the founding fathers of the independence here in the Dominican Republic. So this is me at the top of Pico Duarte, and I can't express to you the amazing view from up there. You can kind of see a little bit in the picture, but you could just see for miles and miles and miles of beautiful mountains and trees. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But I got to tell you, it was hard work getting up on top of that mountain, climbing the 10,000 feet up there. It took us, the first day we hiked uphill for 8 hours, and then we had to get up at 4 in the morning, and we hiked another 2 hours so that we could be at the peak when the sun came up. And so that's where we are right where I am right here in this picture. So that was pretty impressive. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use some interesting adjectives to describe photos of landscapes and things. So what I want you guys to do is get maybe open a window with an online dictionary, or maybe you have your own pocket dictionary. And you see, I've given you a list of adjectives here. Before we start with the pictures, I want to just examine a few of these in more detail. So you'll notice I have the first one here, tranquil. And I went into the dictionary to find other words that mean the same thing, other adjectives. And I found peaceful, calm, and quiet. So all of these adjectives can be used to describe things that give you that feeling of tranquility. So what if I give each of you one of these adjectives, and you can each take a minute and find online some synonyms for your adjective. And then you can type them into the chat box, and I'll add them onto our list here. So how about I give this number 2, enchanted. I'll give that one to Ken. And number 3, magnificent. I'll give that one to Ismail. And number 4, creepy. I'm going to give that one to Danielle. So go ahead, guys, and try and find some synonyms. And let me know when you've got some.
Okay, I got.
Okay, go ahead, Ken. Tell me what you found.
Okay. Enchanted, fascinate, attract, captivate, enrapture.
Okay. Now, we need to turn some of these into adjectives. So, for example, fascinate by itself is not an adjective,
Mm-hmm.
but we could turn it into an adjective. How would we have to say it? Something
Yeah, fascinating.
fascinating.
Fascinating. Sorry, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, good.
How
What
about
about,
fascinative? Is not a word.
no, that's not a word.
Okay, I got it.
So fascinating. Oh, we've got Danielle with a few for creepy. Let me put these here. We've got alarming. That's good. Offensive. Yes, we could. That might be offensive. Good. Um, now, Ken, how could we turn captivate into an adjective?
Hmm. Captivating.
Ah, okay. There you go. Good. Nice one. How are you doing, Ismail? Have you got any for magnificent?
Yes, teacher.
Ah, there we go. Splendid. Oh, that's a nice one. Majestic. Superb. Excellent. Glorious. Oh, man, these are fantastic. Okay, that's good. Let's do a few more together. This time I will give number 5, deserted. I'll give that one to Danielle. Deserted. Ken, can you find some synonyms for modern?
Okay.
And Ismail, you can do ancient. It might help if you're having trouble to use the thesaurus part of the dictionary. So we've got abandon from Danielle, which is great. Probably we would say abandoned to make it into an adjective we could use. Something is abandoned. Forsaken, again, we would just change it slightly. Desolate, that's very good, yes. Desolate. How about you, Ken? Have you found anything for... Oh, wait, here's Ismail. He's got ancient. We've got very old. Yes, that's right. Antique. Arch. And how you doing, Ken, with modern?
Yeah, contemporary. Uh,
Okay, yep.
cur-
That's
yeah, and current,
current.
current, and present day.
Okay. Right, those are good. Yep. So you're going to find as we use these to describe things, some will work better than others depending on what you're describing. Let's just do a couple more. Let's give lush, number 8, lush. I'll give that to Ismail. And let's skip down to number 10. We have wild. So maybe Danielle, you could do that. And for Ken, I will give you number 11, rugged. Rugged. So the thesaurus will be very helpful for these. Okay, let's see what you got, Ismail. Lush. We have luxurious. Yes. Ornate. Rich. Over. Fantastic. And Danielle's got wild, so let's see. Savage, that's an excellent one. And maybe we would say uncivilized. We might say that more so than non-civilized. Those are good. Excellent job. Ken, you've got craggy, yes, hilly, mountainous. Great words. Rocky. Okay, super. So then the last few here, dusty, you probably know that one fairly well. Alien. We might use that word for something that looks strange. It's on Earth, but it looks like it could be another planet. We might say, wow, that's an alien landscape. And then something that is exotic is something that it seems like from a distant land, something really rare and exciting. So, any questions about any of these adjectives before we get started with the pictures? So if you guys refresh if you've got this document open, you might need to refresh it if all of these that we've typed in are not showing up on your page. Just refresh the page. So let's start with a picture. And here is our first image. Okay, so I'll give you the link directly to the picture if you want to see it really big on your own screen. You can just open that link. So why don't we start with Ismail, and you can use some of the adjectives from our list or come up with others, but just give a nice description of what you see here.
It seems to be a nature photograph. I see some gray clouds in the sky, in the blue sky. It seems like a sponge in the sky, and I see some beautiful, how can I say, I don't know, natural rocky building on the surface.
So we might use the word rock formations.
Rock formations. I think maybe the winds create this rocky formation, and it took many years. They have a magnificent view.
Good. It's pronounced magnificent.
Magnificent view. But
Good.
the area looks a little, I think it is a wild area. There is no city or human activity around this area.
Okay. Is there a word on our list that might be fitting?
Alien? Or
Yeah,
wild?
okay.
Deserted,
Could be, yeah.
maybe.
Ah, that's
Deserted.
good. Yeah. Very good.
I see only a wooden tent, or how can I name it, John? A wooden under the fence, small house or wooden house or
we could call it a hut or a shack.
A wooden shack.
Very good. So, how does this image make you feel, Ismail?
It feels me the loneliness in the free nature, on the free nature.
Did you say loneliness?
Loneliness, yes, I mean loneliness.
Okay, that's a very good expression, very good description. It makes me feel loneliness, or it makes me feel okay. Excellent job. Danielle or Ken, any other words you want to add to the description of this image? Ismail did a pretty good job, but...
How about sandy?
Sandy. Okay, yeah. That would work.
Maybe dusty.
Dusty. Good job, guys. Okay, let's move on to another image. And this one is going to be for Danielle. And let me see. Okay, here we go. And here's the link if you want to open it up in large size.
Okay. You can see a very old house in the middle of the creepy forest. Maybe the house looks like creepy too, because it's a wooden house, old wooden house with mm, classical style. Uh, the roof is the prismiforms, maybe.
You want to say that the roof has, like, you mean this shape here, right here?
It's a triangular forms,
Ah,
maybe.
okay, yeah, that would work.
Yeah. Maybe 100 ago it was a luxurious house, but it's abandoned. Uh, Maybe when it was a new house, it was splendid or majestic, maybe.
Okay,
But right now it's a little creepy, or maybe it's scary. Or
scary.
scary, yes, scary.
Another word we would use often in English would be spooky.
Spooky, okay.
That's when it kind of makes you feel uneasy. You feel
Yes.
nervous.
Mhm. Maybe
Okay.
for people who likes this kind of building or constructions, it could be a exotic house, maybe.
They might think it's exotic. Yeah, maybe. Another word that we might use for a house with this type of architecture is Gothic.
Gothic, yes, no, yes.
Gothic
I, ca-
architecture.
uh, I couldn't find it, this word.
That's the one you were looking for.
Gothic, Gothic.
Yeah. Good. Nice job. Okay. Anything to add to the description, Ismael or Ken?
How about spooky?
Yeah, absolutely. This is
Ah,
one of
spooky is only sorry.
That's okay. That's good. You came up with it on your own too. Good job.
I see a night owl on the uh, branch of a tree.
Yes, right here. We've got
And
this.
yes, and there are some chain. They don't want to. They want to keep people out of this place. I think there is a,
Yeah.
Danger
warning
to touch.
on the tree. Keep caution or keep out. Is it a real picture or it is
Fake.
artificial?
I think this one is artwork. I think somebody has used Photoshop
Okay.
to make this one. Most of the pictures I found for you are real, but this one was a little bit touched up, I think. Not even sure if this is a real house. It might be a fake house.
I see some fogs around this place. It gives a magic feeling to me actually.
Okay, so we might say magical.
Magical.
And Ken wrote down in the chat box smoky. And that's true because it's got that smokiness. Probably we would say foggy, though, instead of smoky.
How about misty?
Yeah, we could say that.
Okay.
Definitely. Very good, guys. Okay, anything else you want to talk about in this picture?
And house look like a witch house.
So what would we say about that? It looks like
It
a...
seems to, or it remind me some
A haunted house.
tales. Yes, haunted house for witch or ghosts.
Okay, yeah, it kind of has that vibe that you get in some of the movies that always they have an old scary house like that. That's true. Okay, good job, guys. Let's move on to a different image and see what kind of adjectives you're going to use. Let's see now. Our next picture. This one will start with Ken.
Okay. This scenery is refreshing to me. A lot of green could be on the list. Lushy green or something. Lush,
Yeah, you could say it's a lush forest or a lush jungle.
lush forest. A woman is in the lush forest. She's standing on the rocky river, and water is flowing rapidly, and it seems the woman holds two sticks because it is rocky, so these sticks help for walking, and seems I see a lot of greeny I forgot what moss on the rock on rocks. And also the trees are covered with plant. I forgot the word of this plant. And is very kind of cover the other trees.
Fern.
Like this, you mean here
Yes, yes.
on the tree trunk?
A tree
Okay,
trunk.
this is called moss.
Alga?
Okay, it's moss.
Here you see it's on, yeah, moss.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to turn that into an adjective, you could say it's mossy.
Mossy tree. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, very good.
Yeah, and what else? And since it is close to river, so it's a watery place.
Stream.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
All right, good job, Ken. Excellent. Now let's just see if Danielle or Ismail would like to add anything to your descriptions.
Quiet or peaceful.
Was that
It
quiet,
seems-
you said? It's a quiet?
Quiet, yes.
It seems to be a healthy place because you can breathe fresh air and drink fresh water from the stream, and you can feel peaceful in a natural environment along the green tones, colors.
Very good. So, Ismail, have you ever been in a place like this?
Yes, you can.
What?
When I went on holiday in the south side of my country, there is a canyon on the mountain. You can, for example, the weather is 40 degrees Celsius in Antalya, but uh, when you go there, it is 20 degrees Celsius. It is very cold. You sometimes couldn't. You cannot dig your hand or foot into the water because of coldness of the water. There is a stream
Wow, that's
and you
impressive. It's like a
cannot
spring.
see the sun. Everywhere is green and you can only hear the uh, fleecing water and bird song and the sound of nature, trees and wind, something like this.
Well, that sounds very nice. Relaxing place to go.
Yes,
Okay, good job, guys. Very good. Let's look at a different photo now. And I guess, let's see, we're back to, would this be Ismail's turn to start us off?
I see a photo of a modern city in the night. Uh, I think it comes to my mind a developed city because there are lots of high and modern building. I see some skyscraper. I see a good and big highway which is planned in a good way. There are lots of lights around the city. When I look this photo, I think actually not so positive because it reminds me heavy traffic, uh, hustle and bustle, dirty water, contaminated air, uh, high noise, which have to encounter when you live in a metropole like this.
Okay. So
Yes,
you're much more fond of the natural things. This is a man-made thing.
yes, it is high tech or high. How can I say? It is it has an architecture with high tech.
It's high tech. It's high tech architecture. Yeah, you could say that.
Yes.
Ultra modern, maybe you would say.
Ultra
Ultra
modern.
modern.
Because the apartments or buildings seems to be very high and very modern.
Okay. Very good analysis of that picture, Ismail. Well done. You used a lot of good adjectives and descriptions, and you also told us how you felt about it, which was excellent. So now let's see if Danielle or Ken would like to add anything to your description.
It's a kind of alien city, maybe. If a film, a sci-fi film.
From a sci-fi, okay, it looks
Sci-fi, yes.
That's a good observation. Yeah, it kind of does remind me of like Blade Runner or one of those
Yeah, my
movies.
favorite.
Very good. I think they're making a sequel to that movie.
Sorry?
I think they're making another Blade Runner movie, by the way.
I hope. I miss.
So, what about you, Ken? Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah. The scenery is a futuristic scenery,
Ah,
and
great word.
a lot of artificial buildings are there. And this picture is very beautiful. Probably it is photoshopped picture.
Yeah, I think it might be adjusted.
Maybe it's South Arabia.
Okay, awesome job. So now I have a really weird one to show you guys next. So I guess this one will go to Daniel. Tell me what you think about this one, Daniel.
A
Wow.
volcanic scenery. A volcano. Volcano blowing up. Blowing up a red, I don't know, red liquid.
We would say it's a volcano is erupting.
Erupting. Yes, the volcano is erupting. Volcano is erupting. It's a non-life area. Only some strange vegetables, plants. Sorry. Maybe it's maybe for geological people it's majestic or magnificent, splendid. But for me it's maybe alarming place. I didn't I wasn't there taking this photo. I think maybe it's a fake because if you are so near from the volcano, you maybe could die. It's a black area because of the black rocks. I would like to know how kind of plants are there.
Yeah, those are interesting, aren't they?
Yes.
Now,
Okay,
just
sorry.
when you see those plants, is there a word on our list that you think could describe the plants?
It's it's a, a exotic or alien plant
Very good.
with a long trunk. In the top of the plants there is a kind of fruit like a pineapple, maybe.
Okay, you know what? I think we have these fruits in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And I believe that they are papayas.
Papaya.
Papayas.
Maybe
But
the surface or the for group this kind of plant is very good. The volcanic ground, it's very good for grow plants, I think.
yeah, it looks like they're doing well, but they're not going to be doing well for very long. Okay, great job, Danielle. You used some fantastic adjectives. How about Ken or Ismail? Anything else you want to add before we go on?
I see some ash clouds in the sky, Ryan.
Ash clouds.
Ash clouds, which is very serious for commercial air traffic.
So what would you say then? That is
They can create
Dangerous.
a dangerous situation, very serious situation for airplanes,
right.
which is flying over this volcano, because the ash can go into the engines and uh, stop the engine of the airplane.
Okay. I think I remember there was that one was erupting in Iceland a couple
Uh,
of years ago, and they had to move the planes around it, right?
it affects many commercial air traffic routes. Airplanes have to change their routes because of the ash clouds.
Okay. That's a good observation. And Ken, anything else to add before I give you your next photo?
Yeah, it's scary scenery.
It's a
Yeah, it is.
disaster. Disaster.
I'm with Danielle. I don't want to be anywhere near a volcano. That's terrifying. Hey, that's a good
Sorry?
word. We can call it terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yes.
Okay, Ken, here is your next photo.
Oh yeah. Okay. It seems like abandoned house, and the scenery, atmosphere of this house is a bit spooky, and I, s- I see a lot of abandoned things, abandoned chair, abandoned piano, and walls and is collapsing, and corrupted wall, and color is fainting of color of fainted colored wall and roof, not the roof, ceiling, and, what else? I see a lot of rubbish uh, in this room, and I see some graffiti. So some part of the wall turned to be uh, graffiti can be adjective. Graffiti for graffited wall.
Okay, we would say
Painting. Okay.
vandalized.
Yes, vandalism. Yes, vandalized. Yeah. So the feeling of this house is vandalized house, abandoned house and vandalized house. That's
Okay,
it. Yeah.
good. Nice job. Those are some good observations. Let's see what the other fellows have to say. Danielle, Ismael.
Yes, I think this picture was taken in a palace which was deserted, but it has a unique architecture. When I look at its walls and uh, I see some paintings on the walls, and the architecture style for me is very unique and different, extraordinary, actually.
I could add maybe it's a dusty room or old-fashioned room. Maybe a old play music in a palace.
So if you try to imagine how this room looked in the past, how do you think it used to look?
Mm, a luxury place,
Luxurious.
a
Yes.
smart place.
Very good. So, would you like to tour a place like this, Danielle?
Maybe sometimes.
It might be interesting to look around.
Maybe if it suddenly appeared a ghost,
Well, then
I
you would be
I
running
enjoy
away.
I enjoy it.
Okay, very good. So you guys, you see how we just made a little list of adjectives, and by getting some practice using them, now you can go out and use these adjectives in the real world. So try to do that today and tomorrow. Try to find some places where you can use the adjectives that we discussed today, because then you lock them into your brain, and then they'll be there for you to recall when you need them down the road. So you guys did a terrific job today. Really impressed with the synonyms that you came up with for some of the adjectives and your good descriptions. So I hope you guys have a terrific day. That's my only class for today, but I look forward to seeing you guys come and join me for a class later on in the week. So I hope to see you then, and I hope you guys have a terrific day. Thanks again.
Bye,
You
good
Thank
too.
day.
you.
See you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.